In our feature tonight, we discuss holding on to gold as a security. Of all the precious metals, gold is the most popular as an alternative investment. And lately, it seems that everyone is interested in buying gold as it is a global currency. And joining us in studio is financial advisor Mduduzi Luthuli from Luthuli Capital. Mduduzi, thanks so much for joining us. So why your business case for gold? Is it based on historical data or just the popularity of the commodity?
Well, it looks shiny, so that always helps.
Bling bling, it sounded.
There's more to than that. You know, when we talk about gold, I'm not putting forward a case to say that gold is a better option than normal investments. What we're saying to people is, when you look at gold, always think of it as an alternative to holding money in the bank. It's an alternative to a currency. And why do I say that? If you look at the strength of global currency, so because we're in South Africa, we'll look at the rand and we'll look at the dollar because that's seen as the global currency, if I can say that. You know, all the way from the late 1960s to now, the dollar has depreciated by more than 80%. The rand in that time, almost 100% depreciation in value in terms of what a rand can buy you. In that same period, gold has gone from the high, about 25 rand, 35 rand an ounce, and today it's trading at just under 19,000 rand an ounce. So when you're saying to someone, do I hold my money as cash or do I hold my money as gold? I think gold is a very solid case.
Yeah, but for an active or passive investor rather who may need their money periodically based on emergencies and that, is gold the preferred alternative that you would advise?
Yeah. The beauty about gold is that there's always a willing buyer, same as there's always a willing seller. So there's no issues in terms of liquidity. My clients who hold gold have never experienced that problem to say, you know, today I want to sell my gold holdings. Is someone interested? Yes, there's always someone there. And let's play devil's advocate to say, what is the case for cash? Why do people hold their money as cash? Cash is seen as the safe haven or the place you run to when you're not too impressed with the investment market, okay? But cash has historically shown us time and time again that it never keeps up with inflation and thus fails to retain its actual value, okay? Now, the other case for cash is that any portfolio manager will tell you that if you buy assets, whether it's equities or properties, bonds, whatever it is, you buy assets that you love. So it means that when you come across another opportunity, you don't necessarily want to sell your assets. So you want some cash or some liquidity.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the return on investment, and maybe what is the entry level? Because with just the rand-dollar exchange rate, one questions whether you'd even be able to afford it.
Yeah.
You may need just $10,000 to start out.
You know, I always said the beautiful thing about gold is exactly that. That fear that you have in terms of how much is this thing? It's expensive, and that is the beauty of gold, is that it always retains its value. We always say an ounce of gold 2,000 years ago could feed a family. An ounce of gold today can still feed a family for a month. So it's currently sitting at 1 ounce around about just under 19,000 rand. So some people will say, "Chisham, I don't have 19,000 rand just sitting around." That's fine. So we start you off with an investment account. You come in at 500 rand a month, and then we build you up to that capital value. And as soon as you hit the gold price, where you now can buy gold, we convert your investment account into actually buying the physical gold.
Yeah, but you'd be locked into this contract first until you reach the 19K, as it were.
You're not locked in. I'm all about liquidity. But I always say to people, why start the process if you're not going to finish it? I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to say, listen, you came to me a year ago and said you want to buy gold. Now you have to buy the gold. I'm just saying, why did you go and waste a year of your own time when we could have taken that money and invested it maybe aggressively if you had other intentions for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but in terms of your wealth planning and it's something to leave for the next generation, what would you advise that gold, and especially long term, so that there's compound interest and such?
Definitely. Like I say, it's an alternative asset. You know, in a perfect world, people always ask me, what is a perfect investment? Every single investment serves a purpose, Gold, what we're saying is it's a fantastic alternative to holding money as cash, simply because gold has shown us that over long periods, we're talking decades here, it has the ability to retain its value, which cash cannot do. Imagine when your parents pass away and all of a sudden you've inherited 20 gold bars. the beauty of gold as well is, you said in your intro, it's a global currency. And what that means is the price of gold in South Africa is the same price in New York, is the same price in Hong Kong. Gold is gold all around the world. Whereas if I have 250,000 Rand in the bank, as soon as I go to London, that 250,000 Rand is a very different value. As soon as I go to New York and you turn it to dollars, it's a very different value. Where gold is recognized globally as an asset or as a currency, and it returns value.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also this misconception that if you put your money in the bank and then you get, 5.3% interest at the end of the year in a savings account, that is also susceptible to inflation and bank charges, etc.
Yeah.
You could be making more on that 500 Rand deposit per month than what you are currently in a savings account.
Definitely, and I'm not just here to bash savings accounts, but you need to understand that the savings accounts are just for your capital protection. It's to park money. So if you have better intentions for your money, if I can say that, I meet a lot of clients where I say, what investments do you have? And they refer to their savings accounts. And I say, you know what, if your savings, if your investment is not even keeping up with inflation, we're not even talking it. You know. So that's the thing. It's not to say, do I now draw all of my money out of the bank and I go buy gold? We're saying, look, there's a place for safe haven, for trying to rather store capital rather than going for excessive growth. And we're saying that gold is a much better alternative than any currency holding. Because if you hold money as cash, whether you like it or not, you've made a decision, you've made a currency decision. And if we look at what's happening in America, if we bring it home, what's happening to our economy, and someone said to me, please, can you tell me what the Rand is going to do over the next 10 years, 20 years? I wouldn't want to do that prediction. I'd rather do the prediction of what is gold going to do over the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So with your consultation with wealth management, what do you tell your clients if they want to buy gold?
In terms of the entry point?
The process, yeah.
In terms of the entry point. So it's someone who comes to me and says, I'm saying, I've got money in the bank. For whatever reason, I don't want to invest this money. Then we say, look, here's gold as an alternative. Here are the pros, here are the cons. And then if the person has the money, we can buy the gold for you. Part of our process, we actually offer the vaulting of it as well. So you don't have to worry to say,
you don't have to stack it up in your warehouse.
Yeah, and Mdu just gave me a gold bar. Now I have to go home and hide it under the bed and hope nobody finds it. We also offer insurance in that. Also, the whole shebang, actually minting of the gold, giving you the ownership certificate. So if ever you want to sell it, it's not blood gold, if I can use that term. And you get an annual audit to say, this is how much gold you have, this is the value, it's still there, we promise.
Do you take 500 Rand in cash?
We take 500 Rand in cash, and then we start the journey with you. Like I said, if you don't have, we're talking about just under 19,000 Rand to get into the gold game. That's per ounce. So if you're saying, I don't have 19,000, we say, how much do you have? 500 Rand, that's the minimum. We open an investment account for you, and we work you towards having that money to get into the gold game.
All right, and it's luthulicapital.co.za.
.com.
LuthuliCapital.com, global company, I beg your pardon. And it's Mduduzi at luthulicapital.com.
That's 100%.
All right, we'll put that up on our Twitter handle as well. But thanks for watching. We'll take a quick ad break. We'll see you shortly.